Hey guys, it's David from Automotive Press. One of the most common questions people are asking me these days is all about the return or the potential return of the FJ Cruiser, which might be called Land Cruiser FJ, or I'm just calling it Mini Land Cruiser. Who knows what it might be called. But could we get this beloved FJ back into North American market, or at least in some kind of global market? Well, we're going to find out very soon, because the Best Car magazine that was just released yesterday is talking all about the return of the Land Cruiser FJ, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Let's go. Welcome back. So could we see the return of the beloved FJ Cruiser? Well, according to sources from Japan and according to the latest Best Car magazine, they are saying that it is 100% sure that it will return to the market. We're just not sure if that market includes North American market, but more on that a little bit later on. So first, let's talk about this new Land Cruiser FJ. What is it exactly? How is it going to look like? And when would it come back, if it's really coming back to our market? Well, a couple of things. First of all, the Best Car magazine has been showing the rendering for this for the last little while, almost, let's say, year to year and a half. And they haven't changed the design that much, saying that what they're showing us is very close and very accurate to what the Land Cruiser FJ might really look like. So I'm actually trusting this source, since Best Car magazine have had a really good history of showing something pretty accurate when it gets closer and closer to the reveal date, which is the case with the Land Cruiser FJ. So I think the design will indeed look like this rendering they're showing, which kind of looks like a shrunken Land Cruiser First Edition with a round headlight, with a square back. Very similar to the silhouette that the Simon Humphreys showed when the Land Cruiser 250 was shown. They also showed kind of shadow version of that in the background, and looks exactly the same as what the Best Car magazine is showing us. So I'm also pretty sure that in terms of exterior design, it's going to look very similar to this. I'm not quite sure about the back, but the front to me looks very accurate and could be a really good representation of what the Land Cruiser FJ will really look like. And also, if you look at the side profile, it looks identical to what Simon Humphrey showed as well. So I think the front design, the side profile will indeed look like that. Again, not sure about the rear yet, but I'm pretty sure, or at least about 85% sure that the design is going to be accurate. So I'm kind of curious if you guys like it. Does it represent the kind of old classic FJ Cruiser, but brought to the modern age? I think it does, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Now, in terms of the powertrain and also the chassis, they're saying that it will be based on Toyota Hilux Champ chassis, which is not sold in North America. That truck is only sold in Asia, and it's actually manufactured and built in Thailand. And they're saying that this Land Cruiser FJ will likely be based on that platform, which is the most critical point, because if it's really based on the Hilux Champ, then the chance of this Land Cruiser FJ coming to North American market is slim, because nothing from that factory in Thailand comes to North American market. That's all for Asian market. But we don't know that for sure, because originally, way back about a year ago, Best Car magazine said that the Land Cruiser FJ is actually using a TNGA-F platform, or shrunken version of it, which raises the possibility that it will show up in North American market. But they've changed their tune the last several months or so, and saying that it's based on the Thailand-based Hilux Champ, not based on TNGA-F platform, not based on the shrunken version of Land Cruiser 250 series. So we'll have to kind of wait and see which is true. Is it based on Hilux Champ, or is it based on Land Cruiser 250 series TNGA-F platform? And that will be the determining factor in terms of whether we will see the Land Cruiser FJ right here in the US or Canada or in Mexico, basically on the North American side. But we won't know that for some time. I do expect to be able to see the Land Cruiser FJ at the Japan Mobility Show in the fall, which is October. I'll be there for that. So hopefully they will introduce it regardless of where that product will be going in terms of market. And therefore, I'm really looking forward to that potential reveal. But up until then, what we can do is tell you more about the basic configuration, which right now appears to be based on the Hilux Champ. But surprisingly, they're saying that you'll be all-wheel drive, not part-time four-wheel drive. So it seems a little bit odd to use a Hilux Champ, but use all-wheel drive configuration, but that's what they're saying. And what about the powertrain? Well, again, if this is for Asian market, they're going to use the same kind of powertrain that's already on many trucks that's in Asian market, which includes a 2.7 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine or 2.8 liter turbo diesel engines. Both of those engines are available on many trucks in Asia from Toyota. So it's a natural conclusion that those two engines will indeed appear in the Land Cruiser FJ. The 2.7 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder is mated to a 6-speed automatic, and the 2.8 turbo diesel has 8-speed automatic transmission. And those are, again, proven powertrain that's already out there, and therefore you'll be a good powertrain to go along with Land Cruiser FJ because the whole setup will be proven and potentially very reliable as well. But they're also saying that the whole vehicle is smaller than the Land Cruiser 250 series for obvious reasons. And I've got some dimensions here as well, based on what the Best Car Magazine is saying, which is 4.5 meters overall length. Width is 1.83 meters, and the height is 1.85 meters. Sorry, these things are in metric. And a wheelbase of 2.75 meters. So this is very similar in terms of dimension to Corolla Cross is what they're saying, but taller and a little bit kind of bigger overall, but not much bigger than the Corolla Cross. And again, you'll be equipped with either naturally aspirated 4 or turbo diesel 4. In either case, you'll be full-time all-wheel drive according to Best Car Magazine. In terms of interior, it's quite predictable. You can take almost any of the SUVs from the Toyota lineup and kind of migrate it and plant it into this potential Land Cruiser FJ, and that's exactly what we're probably going to get. So probably a 12.3-inch digital display and a 12.3 inches infotainment system, much like what I have in this Land Cruiser 250 series that I'm driving. It could potentially get up to 14-inch display like what we find in Tacoma, 4Runner, and also in Tundra, but that's highly unlikely for a small, kind of affordable, value-oriented compact SUV. But those are things, once again, we're not sure about. But of course, it's going to have a complete set of highest technology, most advanced technology, with the latest safety equipment and latest infotainment system. So those are things that is expected. We know that these things are easy to predict. The interior should be very modern, but also probably simple, as Toyota seems to like these kind of simple designs these days. So I don't expect anything kind of far-fetched in terms of interior. It would have been really nice if they made the interior really stand out and make it different. But you know what? Toyota is very conservative, and I doubt very much they're going to do that. So we kind of know what the exterior might look like. We can predict what the interior will be. Best Car Magazine is already predicting the dimensions and also the powertrain and the platform. So now let me give you a little bit more details, because Best Car Magazine is also giving us kind of departure angle and approach angle, which they're saying is 33 degrees for approach angle and departure angle of 23 degrees. So that's not bad at all. It's a very short overhang, pretty short vehicle to begin with. So it should have a really good off-road capability. Should be easy to drive, easy to maneuver, also easy to park because it's not too big. And frankly, it would be the most perfect SUV for North American market, because Land Cruiser 250 series is pretty big, and even the Toyota 4Runner is also pretty big. So if we can have a compact-sized, truck-based, body-on-frame SUV like Land Cruiser FJ, I think it would be the most perfect SUV, and I would definitely buy it because it would be like a completely perfect city driving small truck-based SUV. And I just love the whole idea of having the FJ back into our marketplace. Now finally, in terms of timing, they're saying that it's been delayed 6 to 8 months now, because initially they were saying that it will be released sometime this year in summertime, but that's obviously not happening. They're saying next spring as the most likely date, with the production starting in early 2026, likely in Thailand. But I really do think that we will see it at the Japan Mobility Show in October, because that kind of makes sense. Show us the car in October timeframe, start producing in January, and market release in, let's say, March or April of 2026. So that makes sense to me. And if it's really coming to North American market, we will get to drive it sometime between October's reveal and the actual market reveal. So let's say by end of the year, early 2026, if media is involved from North America, we will get to drive it. Now, I'm kind of on the Japan list of media as well. So even if it doesn't come to North American market, I will have a chance to drive it. And that'll be a real cool thing to do, because I just love the idea of driving this compact truck-based body-on-frame SUV. And that'll be the most cool thing. So I really hope I can get my hands on it really quickly. Maybe what I'll do is buy it in Japan, leave it with my friend's home. I have a brother living in Japan as well. So maybe I can buy it, leave it there, because I really want to buy it and own it. Maybe even more so than Land Cruiser 70 series, because I always wanted to buy the FJ Cruiser way back when it was out, and I almost bought it a couple of times, but somehow I ended up buying the 4Runner because it was more practical, it was a little bit bigger, and I like real 4 doors as opposed to the 2-door plus the kind of suicide doors in the FJ Cruiser. So I ended up buying the 4Runner many times over because I bought so many versions of 4Runners, but I also wanted to own an FJ Cruiser. So maybe I will have a chance to buy the Land Cruiser FJ, the new version, keep it in AJAC, keep it in Japan, and that way I can drive it, own it, experience it, and have that dream come true, the small dream come true, because I really wanted to own FJ Cruiser, and maybe I will finally have a chance to do so. Anyhow, I'm really curious about your opinion. What do you think? Or maybe you have some additional insight about the Land Cruiser FJ. Either way, let me know in the comments below what you think, what your thoughts are, or if you have any more information that I don't have or the Best Car Magazine doesn't have. We would love to hear from you, because our ears and eyes are all directed toward the review of this amazing Land Cruiser FJ. Well, if you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up and make some comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, would you please subscribe, because so many of you guys watch my videos but are not subscribers. And if you can do that, I would truly appreciate it. I'm off to Japan in just a couple of days. Looking forward to giving you some more information from Japan and giving you some update. But until next then, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.